Salford City, 20th in England's 4th division last season. The Greater Manchester club fall down the pecking order of Manchester clubs too. A minnow in comparison to United and City, but not for much longer. Welcome to a reality where Salford City can only sign players from the 2 other Manchester clubs, and where one day they will be Manchester, England, and Europe's biggest club. This is going to be a fun challenge, lads. It's going to be a tough one, especially getting our feet off the ground. This is the default starting 11 we have here at Salford City. One thing that stands out to me is the average age of players here at Salford is super old. We have a lot of players that are in their late 20s, early 30s, and so few players that are actually within our price range in these early seasons. Both Manchester clubs have so many of their best young players off on loan, so we're gonna have to be really selective about our business here in the early seasons. Let's get started. We have got to be really clever with how we spend our money in the first few seasons. We don't have an insane budget, so we need to lay foundations, and that is exactly what we do with our first signing. I might be wearing a Manchester United jersey, but I'm going for a Man City player to kick things off. Nico O'Reilly, 18 years of age, 61 overall, 6'4". Get this man on set pieces. But I want to clear out the majority of this older core. First man out is the former Everton midfielder Conor McAleny heading to Romania. And that Conor McAleny money goes right into a new right back, Habib Ogonaye. He's 58 rated, but he's a 17-year-old right back. He's definitely somebody I want to build the foundations with. And even if he doesn't turn out to be a superstar, if we can turn a profit and get our finances up so that we can go and sign some of the bigger name Manchester players, then I'm happy with that. Callum Hendry heading to Rotherham United for £620,000. Stevie Mallon is heading to Villarreal's B team for £440,000. But someone I refuse to sell for right now is Elliot Watt. He's probably the best prospect Salford City have in this starting 11. Stoke, you can't have him. And Matty Lund heading to the Wycombe Wanderers. I am pumped about this one though, lads. Ethan Wheatley. This was one of the kids I wanted to sign straight off the bat. We've made it happen. £1 million to bring the 17-year-old striker across from Old Trafford. This kid could be anything, and I'm excited to see what the next few years hold for him. Jez Davies, the first man loaned out, heading to the Netherlands. And Ryan Watson, also another player heading to Romania. And we're going to make one final signing here, and that is on the left-hand side of the midfield. Micah Hamilton is going to join us from Manchester City, £700,000. It's a great price in terms of value, but we are getting absolutely torn to shred in the value section, the wage section, because these guys are coming on huge pay packets from the Manchester clubs. I mean, Hamilton was on £9,000 a week at Man City. We have to offer him £5,900, which is a pay cut for him, but is so much more than we want to be paying at Salford City. But I'm just trying to make sure we're right for the future. We've got to do it. We've got to bite the bullet. And one final departure, Liam Shepherd off to Romania. I am so curious to see how this first season goes with Salford. I will say though, I have had to approach this rebuild so differently than normal. Like, if this was a normal rebuild where I had entire control over who I could sign, we would have gone in for a new goalkeeper. We would have gone in for maybe an upgraded centre back. But Manchester United, we can't afford Edison right now. We can't even afford Stefan Ortega. So Cairns is gonna stay as a starting goalkeeper for now. Let's get the young fellas growing though, and let's see how season 1 starts off with Salford. Oh, I can live with this. I can live with this. Second in League 2 to start off this career mode is absolutely brilliant. If we could get automatically promoted to League 1 this year, I would not be complaining, but I'm just glad to see we're not down in 20th. And not that it's going to affect us right now, but I'm really hoping that both Manchester clubs go absolutely crazy signing players. I don't necessarily want them signing 29-year-olds like Robert Andrich, but I want them signing young players that we could hopefully sign to the squad one day. And they've added Poku here. All right, there's some things we could go in for now, or we could hold off for next year. I need to check my budget. We've got about £720,000, so I'll see if anybody makes sense to try bringing in. All right, we're going to go in for just about the only player from both Manchester clubs that we could actually afford. It is Louis Jackson, the young Scotsman, joining us here. He's not high enough in overall yet to make the starting 11, but I'm hoping he might be able to come in and take that starting role of Curtis next season, him and Theo Vassal could be the starting back line. So I'm going to throw him off on the loan list, see if we can get something in for this January window. And that's exactly what we're able to do. That was very smooth. But Louis Jackson heading to Pendikspor in Turkey for the next 6 months. If he can come back at around the 64 overall marker, I'd be very happy with that. We almost bottled promotion, 1 point ahead of Colchester, but we are promoted nonetheless. Salford City in our first year and in the first year of this Manchester-only signings project has resulted in an automatic promotion. We're heading up to the 3rd division. Relegation zone, not that they can get relegated, but Morecambe, bottom of the table. Liverpool win the FA Cup. We actually went on a mad run where we made it to the quarterfinals and lost to Liverpool. That could have been... Imagine we won the FA Cup and we were playing in the Europa League next year. Man City did win the Carabao Cup. No run there though. And it is Wimbledon winning the BSM trophy, where again, we went out at the hands of Gillingham. Speaking of Gillingham, they lost in the promotion playoff final 1-0 to Colchester United. Ethan Wheatley has put up some sick numbers in his first year though, which is exactly what we wanted. If we were going to get promoted this year, which we did, I wanted our young guys to be the absolute stars of the show. Ethan Wheatley, 69 overall, 21 goals. Hamilton gets 16 goal contributions. He's up to a 67 overall. O'Reilly, oh my god, man, this is a great first season with the fellas. Jez Davies goes up +2 on his loan. How did old mate go? Where are you? Jackson only goes up +1, so it might depend on what's available as to what we do at the centre back role next year. So far, so good. Bring on life in League One with Salford City. Still no new goalkeepers that we can buy at Manchester City, but United have added some. We'll definitely be able to make this happen. There's also some new faces across both clubs, players that have come back from loans, players that have been signed by the clubs, so we've got options this year. Also, certain players now have been released by the club, so none of them are transferred, but we're going to have to take Shortire and Charlie McNeil off the list. We can't sign them off free agency, even though they used to play for United and City. As much as I probably would have preferred signing the Polish regen goalkeeper, I just couldn't justify signing a goalkeeper and spending 2/3 of our budget on one player this year. So we're going to go ahead and sign Radek Vitek, the goalkeeper, the Czech Republic goalkeeper, joining us for £1.15 million. But I can absolutely justify spending £2.5 million here on Kaiki. The Brazilian winger goes up to 3.2 mil. The thing that hurts though, those wages just make me sick, man. £19,500 a week for a 3rd division club just sends a shiver down my spine, but we've got to do what we've got to do. Let's get some players out of here now, why don't we? It's going to be Kelly and Mai heading off on a 2-year loan move to Brescia. Alex Cairns, no longer needed in between the sticks. He heads to Blackpool. Alfie Henderson, a year-long move to Crew Alexandra. Louis Jackson gets another trip to Turkey this year. It's for the full season. And Luke Garbett, he's out of the starting 11, off to Burgos, so we need a new left back immediately. Already though, we've got clubs like PSG circling for Ethan Wheatley. Not a chance in the world though. That first year has surely set him up for insane growth. Got to keep the moves happening though. This one's only a loan, but I need some more transfers and I need some more money in if I can get the left back I want. Regardless though, Liam Humbles is off on loan. But we don't have any more players in our reserves. I might have to bring somebody back from loan already if I want to be able to make some more sales. Oh my god, and the left back that I wanted to go in for anyways has been sold to Leon. That puts a spanner in the works. Is it too late for Luke Garbett to come back? All right, we've had to do what we can do with limited resources financially here. Willie Kambuala is going to be the man that joins us. Still an awesome pickup, but I'm going to have to hopefully do some magic here to get this formation working. If not, I might have to switch things up. It says he can also play as a right back. How long would that take him? 185 weeks to convert him there. All right, I'm going to have to change this formation. Ooh, Elliot Watt. I was going to convert him to a center midfielder. Elliot Watt can play left back and right back. That might be our get out of jail free card. I don't know if it's going to be great for him long term, but that could definitely help us right now. Okay, this actually works out perfectly. This is what our starting 11 looks like now. Watt is going to be converted to a left back any day now. Kambuala comes into the starting 11. Vassal in there as well. Ashley's going to take that center defensive midfield spot, which I have pushed up to center mid. Definitely still a lot of work to do, but our attack looks unbelievable. The big question though, can we survive relegation with Salford City? Elliot Watt officially able to become a left back though. Will this affect him? 71, he stays at a 71, but he's still one of our highest, if not our highest rated player. We're looking good so far. We are looking good so far, lads. 11th on 37 points. Definitely in the hunt for the playoffs. Blackpool are 5 points ahead, but then it gets a little tougher as you move up the table. I mean, automatic promotion isn't fully off the cards, but it's also not my goal this year. My goal is to find ourselves not creeping down here, which we shouldn't. We should be able to avoid relegation. 21 points is where Colchester sits, so we're 16 points clear. If we get relegated this year, we'll be doing something wrong. We got £3 in our budget. £3. All right, yeah, I'm not doing any business this window. Yeah, I'll take that. I can live with that. That is definitely a foundation for us to build on next year. We were only 5 points away from the playoffs. So next year, getting into the playoffs or even automatic promotion has to be the goal here with Salford City, but I'm just delighted that we weren't even close to the relegation zone. That is a huge relief. Man City win the FA Cup this year. I don't think we went on an FA Cup run this year. Nah. Yeah, second round loss to Morecambe. That's a stinker. Chelsea win the Carabao Cup. We lost to Aston Villa though on a penalty shootout. Charlton win the BSM trophy. We'll get another shot at that one next year though, lads. And Reading are heading back up to the championship. Ethan Wheatley 75 rated already. 75 rated all. That is craziness. What's his value right now? Only 10 mil? There's no way I sell him for just 10 million pounds. Let's let this dude roll. 22 goal contributions. Callum Morton another half decent year. Hamilton up to a 72. First, oh my god, yeah, no wonder we are in such a good position. All right, we're looking good for next year. We are looking great for next year, fellas. We're going to be saying goodbye though to Curtis Tilt though, fellas, down to a 58 overall and retiring from the world game. I'm definitely glad I went and signed Willie Kambwala, because if we had a 58 rated centre back starting all year, I don't think we would have finished as high as we did. Money's tight and so is our squad depth. I'm going to have to be really, really thoughtful with what I do this transfer window. First man out, Osama Ashley heading to Swansea, £1.1 million. And coming in, a new defensive midfielder in Jacob Wright, the 19-year-old. We're moving back to the formation with a defensive midfielder. Jacob Wright signs from Man City for £2.35 million. And yeah, look, that's how we're going to keep it. I was debating going in for a new right back, debating going in for a new centre back, but I want to let Jackson and Ogonaye, I want to let them battle it out. I've just definitely mispronunciated his name, but I want to let the fellas at the back battle it out for the first half of the season. Keep the money in our back pocket and make adjustments come January if necessary. But I'm hoping that might not even be necessary. I'm hoping we are going to be entrenched in the promotion battle. But I need to stop the simulation for the first time in this video. We are versing Manchester United. It's the third round of the Carabao Cup. Let's go see if we can get a victory over our, I guess, feeder club. 1st of October. Some of the lads are quite tired after a grueling League One campaign, but here we go. Against Big Brother, Manchester United versus Salford City, and we come away with a 2-0 win. Holy 9 shots to 3, but Wheatley and Keiki are going to score the goals. I'll take that. I was not expecting that, but I will take it. Top of the table here on the 1st of January, though, is Salford City. Just 3 losses all season and 8 points clear in the automatic spots. This is a great start to season 3. Come on, get promoted. All right, let's see if we can make something happen here in January. I debated selling this guy in the summer, but we're going to pull the trigger now. It is Connor McLennan heading to Huesca, and it looks like Louis Jackson has made my mind up for me. He has submitted a transfer request. And across to Wales he goes. Louis Jackson signing on with Swansea City, heading to the championship for £1.5 million. That's frustrating, man. But it has allowed us to open the door to Will Fish. That is a +5. Yeah, +5 upgrade in the back line for the back half of this League One season. Will Fish joining us from United. Again, the wages are just killing me, man. But we've got a 72 rated centre back in the League One, so that's a pretty good spot to be in. We didn't lose a single game for the entire second half of the year. That is actually crazy. We have bagged ourselves 109 points 3 losses all year. We finished 21 points clear of Bolton. We win League One and we are heading up to the championship with Salford. That is incredible. 92 goals. I am excited to see Wheatley and the lads' stats. Relegation zone though here for League One. It's going to see Wrexham, Notts County, Shrewsbury and MK Dons heading down. Liverpool win the FA Cup. Again though, the second time in 3 years we've made it to the quarterfinals of the FA Cup. And Chelsea beat West Brom in the Nicolas Anelka, Romelu Lukaku derby Carabao Cup final. How did we go after beating Manchester United? We made it to the round of 16, so we're holding our own in the cups. But unfortunately, I was hoping we would win the Bristol Street Motors Trophy. We did not do that, and I'm hoping we never get another opportunity because we don't end up in League One. Peterborough United will be joining us in Bolton in the championship next season. I am so excited for that. Wheatley, my God, man. If he can consistently get +6 every year, we're going to have the world's best striker playing for us sooner rather than later. I mean, we're going to get some insane transfer offers for him next year, I'm certain. Fair play as well to Callum Morton. 21 goals, 11 assists. Hamilton, 30 goal contributions and up to a 78 overall. Keiki gets up to a 79. Surely, just a few pieces need adding to this squad, but surely we are going to be so comfortable in surviving relegation in the championship. I say we go all out. Let's get into the championship and work our off for back-to-back promotions and get Salford City up to the Premier League. I want us going all out for promotion this year, lads. I want to be in the Premier League next year. Brandon Williams knows how to do that. He secured promotion with Ipswich Town in an unlikely promotion campaign for them, and I'm hoping that he can work his magic here in Salford. Brandon Williams joining us on a cut price deal. I mean, he takes up a large chunk of our transfer budget, but that is a huge upgrade, 7.5 mil for him. I had a fair bit of an internal debate over this though, and I have decided to say goodbye to Callum Morton. He stays in the championship, heading to Coventry for 2.5 mil. If he was younger coming into this career mode though, I'm so confident dynamic player potential would have helped him out a bunch, but we just need to cash in on him now and get ourselves a younger, higher rated striker. We need more money in though for said striker, so I knew I wasn't going to do it in season 1, but now is the time for us to sell Elliot Watt, the Scotsman, heading to Luton Town for 5 mil. And the very next day we get our man. It is a new striker in Joe Hugel. I feel like his value goes up, which is always nice, but I feel like I've been signing so many players from Manchester United lately. The separation between young players and superstars leans heavily in Man United's favour. £4.1 million for our new striker, hoping he can get up to around the 75 marker this year. And with that, our entire starting 11 has now been completely replaced. It is full Man United or Manchester City. For the most part though, I mean, we've got our midfield is entirely Man City and the rest of it is all Manchester United, which was totally I didn't realize that had happened until now. But surely our superstars can get us promoted to the Premier League. That is what I'm hoping. Defense lagging behind, but if we can get ourselves promoted to the Premier League, get that Premier League TV money in, we could be in an awesome spot. It's a real possibility. It is a real possibility that we could get Salford City to the Premier League this season. 6th right now. This is a tight playoff race. You've got Luton Town top of the table, 46 points. We're sitting 6th on 40, but then you've got West Brom, Norwich, Stoke, Blackburn, all within striking distance. Anything could happen. We could find ourselves as league champions, or we could find ourselves as mid-table dwellers. Now, unfortunately, we do not have the money to go and get ourselves an Erling Haaland type player to help get ourselves up to the Premier League, but I'm going to make a rotation signing. I saw this Australian dude, William James, playing for Man City. His value goes down, but we signed him for £1.1 million to come in as a backup attacking midfield option. If he can come off the bench and make some massive moments for us, that will be fine by me. We're going to the Prem. We are going to the Prem. Oh my God. When I said at the start of the year that I wanted us to get back-to-back promotions, I thought I was being audacious. We have turned it on this second half of the year, and we finished 5 points clear of Hull City and 9 points clear. We were promoted by 9 points. We've won League One. We've won the championship. Next year, we're winning the Premier League. I'm calling it. Bloody hell, relegations. I'm very happy with that. Relegation zone, though, it is going to be Peterborough, Bolton, and Birmingham going down. Liverpool win the FA Cup, Man City the Carabao, and Sheffield United will be up with us in Hull in the Prem. Ethan Wheatley. I thought this dude was going to grow well, but I did not expect this good a growth. Holy, what's his finances at? £105 million, and we're still paying him £2,000 a week. I'm gonna have to sort that out. 34 goals, 8 assists. We are gonna enter the Premier League with one of the world's best strikers, and he's only 21 years of age. That is cooked. Kaiki up to an 84, Hamilton an 83, Hugel a 76. There is no shot. O'Reilly up to an 84. There is no shot, surely, that we're going to get relegated next year. We can be thinking about maybe qualifying for the Champions League in our first year. Nah, I need to steal from United and City more often in rebuilds. And honestly, with the promotion money and having a greater budget now being in the Premier League, I think we need to work on fixing up the defense and then getting our squad depth up as well. Bring on season 5. We're into the Premier League with Salford. Oh my God, this is nice, fellas. £40 million in the budget this year. It is good to be in the Premier League. It is good to be in the Premier League. And immediately making a signing here, which we have desperately been needing. It is Issa Kabore joining us from Manchester City. We have needed a right back for so many years, but there's never been that mid-level person that we've been able to afford. It's either been players like Kabore or Rico Lewis, or I think Pedro Porro's at Manchester United, but we can finally afford him, and we get him for £21 million. A little bit of a cleanup here, though. A few players I want to ship off. The first is, I think he's 59 rated, Yavan Pedro, heading to Vancouver. And I do want to go in for a new centre-back, but I don't want Willie Kambwala just rotting away on the bench yet. So he's going to head off to Leicester City for the season on a loan. And so is the young Aussie, William James, heading to Hull City on loan. Speaking of Aussies, though, we're going to sign another Australian to the squad, joining the starting 11. Value goes up. I am a fan of that. Alessandro Cercati, he's at Parma, I believe, in real life, but the Australian is a Manchester United player in this save, and now a Salford City player. He joins our backline for this maiden Premier League voyage. One thing I do want to point out, though, there are a few players across both clubs that have contracts expiring this year. If we could get a big-time free agent like pre-contract signing, that would be incredible. Doku would be a dream. And we also have the option of someone like a Calvin Phillips who we could bring in as a backup player next year. But we'll worry about that come January. But now, though, we're going to make one final signing in this summer transfer window. Kian Brecken joins us as a bench option from Manchester City. £2.7 million. To be fair, though, I don't think relegation should even be crossing our mind right now. Yes, we have a few weaker sort of areas, but our entire starting 11 is 75 rated or higher. That is a great position to be in. And when we have got so many superstars who could almost be in a team competing for Champions League glory right now, I feel extremely confident. We just need these guys to step up. I just realized O'Reilly and Wheatley basically look like each other in different fonts right now. But anyways, let's go see how we're sitting on the 1st of January and see if we can make a pre-contract picker. See what I mean? See what I mean? Oh my God. We're behind both Manchester clubs, which is still ironic, but we sit 5th right now. I am stealing this strategy and applying it to future rebuilds because it is working a charm. Gotta say though, the draws are royally screwing us. We have less losses than first place Man United and Chelsea, but the draws see us down in 5th. Get that sorted out, and we could be playing Champions League footy in Season 6. Are the lads still available, though, for pre-contract? Doku, no! It looks like they re-signed him. Is that confirmed? Damn it, it is. Doku got re-signed. I'm going to go and see if anybody's available for a pre-contract that tickles my fancy. I hope we can get at least somebody. No superstars available, but a really solid pickup here for our reserves. James McAtee. I actually watched him play this past weekend. I was up in Columbus, Ohio at the Ohio State Stadium watching Chelsea versus Man City. Whoa! Hit the right trigger there. Anyways, James McAtee, watched him play. Very impressive. We're going to bring him in next year on a free transfer. Not quite Jeremy Doku, but it's going to help. We shat the bed, fellas. We have the bed here in the second half of the season. It would have been so nice to get some sort of European football next year. 57 points, mid-table. It's great to survive relegation, but given the start, I wanted us up in the top 4, or at least with Conference League or Europa League, but we finished 10th with Salford. Liverpool win the league, and the relegation zone, Hull, Wolves, and Sheffield United go down. Liverpool win the FA Cup. We lost to Liverpool in the quarterfinals. That's the 3rd time we've lost in the FA Cup quarters. Man City win the Carabao. We were not in the mix. For the first time, we're taking a look at European football. Dortmund win the Champions League. Leverkusen the Europa League. And Manchester United win the Conference League on a penalty shootout. Wheatley gets it done in the Prem as well. He's 90 rated at 22 years of age, 27 goals, 3 assists. Again, I need to check the 150 mil. O'Reilly's got a value of 150 mil as well. We could go, I mean, I don't really want to sell these guys, but we could sell them and have a team, an insane team next year. But I mean, what's the point of selling them? Because we're only able to choose from certain players. James goes up 1 overall on his loan spell at Hull. And where'd Willie go? Willie went up +4 to a 76. Nice stuff, mate. He might be able to come and take Will Fisher's starting role next year, although to be fair, I probably want to get an upgraded centre-back next year. I will be letting the contract of Tosin Olopade expire, though. 57 overall, 23 years of age. We're going to say thank you, but goodbye. We've had Manchester United trying to buy a player back. Man United want Joe Hugel back. Get... We are going to sell somebody here, though. First player departure of the season is going to see Alfie Henderson heading to Stockport. So he's staying in Greater Manchester. Missing out on European football has hurt us in terms of how much money we've been given to our transfer budget. So I'm having to sell a starter in Will Fish because I want to go for an upgrade at the centre-back role. I want to go for a significant upgrade at the centre-back role. So Will Fish heading to the Seagulls in Brighton for £10.5 million. It's a tidy £8 million profit, but there is just one man that I wanted this transfer window, and even if I wanted anybody else, I wouldn't be able to afford them. We have broken our club record transfer fee to bring in the Portuguese defender Leal Machado. Not sure who he's a regen on, but I'm not mad. I don't really care who he's a regen on at this point because he's already proven himself. 85 overall, 23 years of age. Welcome to Salford. Please help us on our push for the Champions League. We need to get into the Champions League, or at least some sort of European football this year, because right now, having around 30, 40, 50 million pounds in the budget, whilst it's crazy money, is not going to be enough to get huge upgrades unless we sell players off. I will say though, big season for Brandon Williams and Issa Kabore, both 81 overall, 27 and 28 years respectively. So if they stop getting any growth, those are the #1 priorities on areas we will need to upgrade. Maybe not this year, but next year. This year though, we'll deal with what we have and pray that we can get into the Champions League. I'm hoping Machado can be a huge difference maker in that goal. Also should probably point out that James McAtee has officially joined us. Very, very good backup option to Keiki. Again, we're in the hunt. We're only 3 points off this year. We've done a better job at getting not draws, but we've got 6 losses. 20 games played, 6-point lead on Leeds United. Man, should I make a move? I've only got £1 million in the transfer budget. That's the problem. I honestly might just look for pre-contract guys again, because I could go out here and try selling Brandon Williams, but that's only 20 mil. I don't think I could find a decent replacement for 21 mil. Same thing with Kabore. I just can't find the yeah, all right. Let's go find some pre-contracts, hopefully. Who the hell is this guy? Knut Jorgensen. Haaland's still playing. They've got another Norwegian superstar, 17 years of age, 82 overall. How have City pulled this off then? The only player available on a pre-contract between both City and United is Scott McTominay. He's 32 years of age, but he could be a good backup option. I'll see if we can get him for this price, but we may as well sign him and then maybe sell him on. We'll have him as a backup player, but I'm worried he's going to come to us and already be downgraded to like 77. McTominay accepts it. It's a sporadic first team role. He's going to join us on a 1-year contract next year. I honestly might just sell him straight away though. We'll reassess it at the start of next year. Champions League bound. We hold on. It was close. 2 points separate us and a trip to the Europa League, but we finished third in the Premier League, 6 points behind Man City. But for the first time in this video and in history, I believe, Salford City finished above Manchester United. Come on now. 6 points ahead of the Red Devils. We're now the second biggest club in Manchester. I would love if one of the Manchester clubs had been relegated, but unfortunately it's just Everton, West Brom and Burnley. Boring. Tottenham win the FA Cup against Huddersfield. What a weird final. What a weird, this was our, oh my, what a weird quarterfinals. What a weird, oh my, how did we not make it this deep? I wish we would have made it deep. We could have won the FA Cup this year. This was our opportunity. Liverpool win the FA Cup again. Oh, we go out to Liverpool in the quarters. Arsenal win the Champions League. I genuinely think we could go all the way next year if we get some good signings. Hopefully the finances are on our side. Man City win the Europa League and Real Betis win the Conference League. Wheatley is a freak. Holy sorry, I apologize my French, but this dude's 23 years of age, already 92 overall, and again, 28 goals. Unbelievable. Hugel will have a big decision to make next year about the future of the striker role. 92 as well for Keiki. That's ridiculous. Hamilton's 88. Williams goes up to an 82. Man, this team is crazy. So here we go. Bring it on. The Champions League next season. Let's crack on and see how we can go in our first appearance. I have changed things up quite a bit this year. Our first signing is for Urian Timber, a centre-back here from Manchester City. Now, we already have two pretty decent centre-backs in our squad. I'm changing up the formation. Brandon Williams and Issa Kabore going onto the transfer list. And there is a distinct lack of decent right-back and left-back options currently on Manchester United and Manchester City. So I'm going to move the formation to a 3-5-2. Of course, Scott McTominay joined us. We're going to put Timber into the back line here. And now we're going to be looking for a world-class defensive midfielder to join us. I'm not saying Scotty McTominay is not world class, although probably isn't to be fair, but I want a world beater. This couldn't have worked out any better, lads. Issa Kabore has been sold and he goes to Manchester United. He's gone from City. We were a stop in the road. Now he goes to United, and I'm happy about this because if for any reason we decide we need him back, at least we still have that option. Issa Kabore heading to United, 34.5 mil for him. No way, fellas. Oh my God. Brandon Williams goes the complete opposite direction. Him and Kabore have basically swapped. Brandon Williams goes to Manchester City. That is, you couldn't have drawn it up any better. And that has allowed us to go in for this man right here, Hugo Costa. He's this 86 overall Brazilian defensive midfielder. Could be Casemiro's regen potentially, but it is Hugo Costa joining us from Manchester City, 63 million pounds. Oh my God. But we are not done yet, ladies and gentlemen. A new goalkeeper for us here at Salford City. It is Sebastian Young coming across here, 10 million pounds from Man United. A great young prospect. Excited to see what this kid's about. I am feeling great about this season. New formation, new signings, and a new challenge as we get ready for the Champions League. Our bench is strong. Probably could go for a backup striker, but we'll figure that out later when there's an actual option for that. But besides a few positions in the defense, our squad looks insane. Let's go see what our Champions League group is looking like for the first time with Salford. It's not a straightforward one, lads, I'll tell you that much. Leipzig, Sociedad, and Midtjylland. Leipzig and Sociedad, I'm really worried about because if you've played any career mode this year, you would know that these two sides have an unbelievable young core and always pop up in random Champions League finals the deeper you get into career mode. So this might be them peaking right now. If we can get out of this group stage, which I still think we're a fair crack of, I still think we could easily top the group, but I could easily see us bottoming the group as well. Let's see how we go. Perfect. I'll take that. We have topped the group. It was close, but we are through with Sociedad. So Salford, the dream is still alive. Champions League round of 16, and we have got a massive challenge in AC Milan. Meanwhile, Sociedad get Feyenoord. Are you taking the piss? Feyenoord's not a walk in the park, but AC Milan are one of the biggest clubs in Europe. In a year where I thought we could be pushing for a Premier League title, right now that is not the case. 27 points, 9th in the Prem, but just 4 points behind Chelsea, who sit in 4th, and we are only 7 points off the top of the table. So if we can get our together in the second half of the year, we could be in it with a chance of winning the Premier League, but we just need to make sure we get back to the Champions League next year. But here we go. Let's figure out if the dream is going to stay alive. Champions League knockout rounds for the first time. We're on the road at the San Siro. Salford versus Milan, all in red, black, and white, and Openda is gonna score a brace and give AC Milan a 1-goal advantage as we head back to Salford. It is not looking good, but we are not down and out right now. Come on, Salford. 1 goal is all we need. Just get a goal, and then we can be back in this. Get a goal, get past Milan. Come on, come on, come on. Oh my God. They get a goal. Oh my God. It is going to be a 6-4 aggregate loss to AC Milan. 4-3 in the second leg. It is a high scoring second leg. And that is so disappointing. We go out in the Champions League round of 16. We need to turn it on now in the Premier League. No distractions. We need to get back to the Champions League next year. And Real Sociedad lost a final. The absolute bottle jobs. Back in the Champions League next year, but the slow start to the season has cost us a Premier League title. This was a super low scoring season across the board. When there's so many teams jammed in like this, some teams have to lose to the other big teams, but we finished 3 points behind United and Arsenal. We could have easily got ourselves a Premier League title. Those draws creeping up again. We have the equal least amount of losses in the league, but 13 draws is brutal. But I cannot be too upset. At least we're back in the Champions League. Who is going down? It is Fulham, Bournemouth, Watford. Chelsea win the FA Cup. Man City win the Carabao. That makes me feel a lot better. AC Milan, the team that eliminated us, ended up going all the way and winning the Champions League title. I told you guys they were a juggernaut on career mode. Barcelona win the Europa League, and Manchester United, they win the Conference League. They've won a few Conference Leagues in this video. No growth from Ethan Wheatley, which is surprising. He gets 34 goals though. 34 goals, 4 assists, but I'm really surprised that he gets no growth. I mean, he could stay at 92 for the rest of the career mode and we would be in a great spot, but I thought he would grow a little bit. Hugo gets up to an 86 overall, which is brilliant. Micah Hamilton on the cusp of the 90s, and again, no growth either for Kaiki. Gonna be saying goodbye to a few players, hello, who I'm gonna let walk on free. Sandro Da Costa, Liam Humbles, and Joel Torrance, all leaving Salford. It is time to splash the cash on a big time goalkeeper in between the sticks. Money is good right now for us as a club, so we're gonna go out and sign John Bauer, another German goalkeeper that we've got from Manchester United. But unlike Young, the guy we got from last year, John Bauer is ready to go now. 23 years of age, 87 overall, £80 million for him. And I've thrown Sebastian Young up on the loan list because I want to give him some game time. United come in, but I'm not sending him there. I do not mind having to send him to Brentford though, which is exactly what we do, a year-long loan for the young German Sebastian Young. Obviously we wanted a backup striker, but we were pretty hamstrung with the options we could have ahead of us. Obviously we couldn't afford nor need Erling Haaland. Samuel Vignado was basically the only option we could go in for, and I'm gonna do that. I'm not mad about it either. That's not me saying that I didn't want him. £30 million for Samuel Vignado to join us from Man United. We really have no holes in this starting 11, do we? This starting 11 is unbelievable. I am so excited for this year. We've got some more depth on the bench. We have got cover at just about every single position. But if we end up going out in the round of 16 again this year, I'm going to be filthy. Matched up in Group A of the Champions League, AS Monaco, Sporting, and Galatasaray. I would say it is definitely a much more manageable group than this time last year. But again, nothing is a guarantee in the Champions League. Let's get to simulating and find out if we can get ourselves back to the round of 16 in 3, 2, 1. Undefeated. We're into the round of 16 again. Top of the group. I was surprised though. I did not expect to see Galatasaray being the team joining us. I thought it was going to be AS Monaco for sure. Round of 16. We went out last year to AC Milan. This year we get AC Milan again. We just cannot avoid them. They won the Champions League and we versed them again. Oh my God. There's not really an easy team available, but we've drawn AC Milan. This is our opportunity for revenge. But in the Premier League, we are sitting third right now. We sit third in the Premier League. Nice 5-point buffer between us and fourth place, but also 5 points behind second and third place. Sorry, second and first place, Man City. All right, this is exactly where we fell down last year. First leg away at San Siro did not set us up for glory. We need a result here. Even if it's just a draw to take back to Salford, we get the win. Come on, Vignardo off the bench. Come on. It would have been so nice if Rafael Leao didn't get that goal there for AC Milan at the death. But it is the inverse of last year. We take the lead back to the peninsula. But we enter the second leg with a massive blow. Kaiki has been suspended. James McAtee is into the starting 11 here. We hold the lead against the reigning Champions League winners, the side that knocked us out last year. Can we get our revenge? We do. Oh my God, we leave it late and we come from behind. Oh my God. We lose 1-0 in regulation. Ansu Fati makes it 2-0. But then Yuri and Timber and Hugel turn it around. That is so much closer than we needed it to be. But we get our revenge on AC Milan. Quarterfinal bound. And we have got ourselves a Manchester derby in the quarterfinals. Salford City versus Manchester City. It's a greater Manchester derby. I was wondering if one of these was ever going to happen. This is absolutely massive. But the biggest blow of them all, our star striker Ethan Wheatley is out for the first leg, suspended. God, here we are. I'm glad we got Vignardo. He needs to step up. We're at home. First leg. So many former Manchester City players in this squad. Show your old club who's boss. We do, Hugel. He's not a former City player, but the former United man gives us a 1-goal lead to take to the Etihad. Wheatley is back. This would be a massive scalp. The biggest scalping of them all. Can we be bigger than Manchester City on the European scale? We do it on pens. Oh my God, every game this season has been so stressful. We're starting to become extra time specialists. McAtee, the man who City let go on a free to us, gets us the goal that ends up being the reason we go to a penalty shootout. Oh my God, we win it on a penalty shootout. We win it on a penalty shootout. Salford City are now bigger than Manchester City. There is absolutely no rest though. We versus PSG. Arsenal with a 3-0 semi-final first leg win for them, but we are going to be taking on PSG. Finally rolling with a full-strength squad here. We're away in Paris, in France, for the first leg. Just come back to Salford with a score. Oh my God, I was going to say a draw, but we have more than that. 1 foot in a Champions League final. Arsenal win their first leg 3-0. We win ours 3-1. That is massive. No cards as well. My demands heading into this game are simple. No injuries, no suspensions, and a clean sheet. We hit all 3 of these, and we're going to be heading into a Champions League final absolutely humming. Get it done, fellas. 3-1. 1-0. Perfect. Clean sheet. No injuries, no cards. Kaiki makes it 4-1 on aggregate, and we are rolling into a Champions League final with Salford. And I don't think it'll come as a surprise to anybody, but we're versing Arsenal in the Champions League final. They ended up losing their second leg to Juventus, but that 3-0 first leg win is enough to get them into a Champions League final. So it's going to be an all-English affair. A look around the grounds, Real Sociedad win the Europa, Getafe win the Conference League. We finish 4th in the Premier League, and again, the draw is absolutely killing us. We get 3 more points than last year. This would have been enough points last year to win us a Premier League title. Man City end up winning the Premier League, but they're not going to win the Champions League, are they? Relegated are the clubs of Everton, West Brom, and Wolverhampton. Newcastle United win the FA Cup. That's not too shocking, but Millwall Wake in the final is impressive. And we are going to add a Carabao Cup to our trophy cabinet, taking down Leeds United 4-1. That is a massive result. We beat Chelsea in the semis 3-0, West Ham on penalties in the quarters, Liverpool in the round of 16, Wolves. So we took down some big clubs to get to this situation, but we win the Carabao. I am so happy that we're in the Champions League final. No injuries, no suspensions, and with some of the world's best players. This team is unbelievable, and I cannot wait to see how we go in a Champions League final. Bring it on, lads. It is Salford City versus Arsenal. Wembley Stadium, the venue for an all-English clash. It just makes sense, fellas. This is a huge one. Big numbers expected. Let's get the job done with Salford. Davies is in there. Davies, big tackle there from Machado. My God. Right. Switching it. Beautiful ball there. Go early. Good. Hugel. Oh, what a save from the Arsenal keeper. Laying that one. I see you. Costa along the ground. Good first touch. We go to Wheatley. Wheatley bangs it. There it is. You can't say we don't deserve it, fellas. The 92 rated superstar Wheatley is going to give us the lead just before halftime in this Champions League final. Right here, I was in two minds as to whether I should go with Kaiki or Wheatley, but I'm glad we chose this one. Do not, that's so much space, man. I can feel that coming. It falls out. Saka gets it. I thought I was going to time that perfectly. That's the thing. The three at the back formation has made so much space for us, but then it also leaves us so susceptible on the counter attack there. Turned over. Ball under. Hamilton. Going back. That's good. Wheatley. I should have hit it the other. Man, we should have won this game. I am bottling this. Oh, look at you. Look at you. Hugel. One-on-one. Hugel. There it is. 85th minute. Hugel is going to score the goal that is surely going to win Salford a Champions League final. We have had so many problems in this game with our finishing and clinicality, but right there, we focused and find the back of the net when it matters most. What a ball on an absolute dime piece, and finds the back of the net with absolute vigor. Now we defend like our life depends on it. I'm bringing everybody back. Erdegaard, big tackle. And there it is, fellas. That is enough. Oh, what a journey it has been. Salford City are going to be champions of Europe, and we are now the biggest club in Manchester, Greater Manchester, England, and Europe. Arsenal sent their absolute all-out direction, but it is not enough. Salford City are going to be champions of Europe. Oh my god, what a journey. Lads, if you enjoyed this review, make sure you click here to subscribe and click here to watch another video.